I did not hear what you said about time. Don't worry, I'm only going to go about 45 minutes. It's going to be no problem. My name is Colin McRoberts. I am running for the 1st District Congressional seat against Tracy Mann. I am not a professional politician, and I don't mean that as any dig at those of you who are, who have done amazing work protecting us from some real hard times in just the last year alone. Thank you very much, those of you who are and have been elected politicians. I'm a teacher. I teach business. I teach law. I teach more than anything else, and most important in these days, negotiation. That's who I am. That's what I do. I've been a deal maker and a negotiator for a very long time. And what I see today in government is a lack of negotiation, a lack of the desire to negotiate, and a lack of the ability to negotiate. I want to talk in a second about why that is, but first I want to talk about the effects of that. We're seeing it in the shutdown. And we're going to start seeing the effects of that shutdown hit us in more and different ways that are almost impossible to predict. Over the last week, news broke that airports like the Dodge City Airport, 5 airports in Kansas, all in the 1st District, are going to lose vital federal subsidies that make those airports affordable. And those airports make businesses in this district affordable, make it possible to be in business and to build a business in this district. And we're going to lose that funding because Republicans will not negotiate in good faith. Not that they're not able to. Not that they don't have the skill. They don't want to. They don't care to. And I can explain very easily why that is. Because the number one thing I tell my students when I teach them to negotiate, I tell professionals when I advise them on how to negotiate better, is the one thing a negotiator always has to know in their heart is, what are you here for? What is your mission? What is your priority? What are you trying to accomplish? If you know what that is, you can build a strategy to negotiate effectively. What Republicans are negotiating for is power. Nothing more complicated, nothing deeper, nothing more ethical, nothing more moral than that, just power. That can't be us. I'm not running for revenge. I'm not running to do damage to the other side. You would think that would be obvious, but Donald Trump ran very effectively on the message that he would be the retribution of his base. I will not be anybody's retribution. I'm running as your neighbor. I'm running as someone who has the same problems. I'm running as someone who has the same friends, the same family. I'm running as somebody who lives in the same place, even though I'm in Lawrence and this is Dodge. It's still the same district. It's still the same state. It's still the same problems, the same businesses, the same farms, the same ranches. It's still the same people. But they aren't people who are very close together. And that raises that difficult question that Joel spoke about earlier, those asks that we have of you as politicians. And he's right. We need that money. We need your time. We need your donations of yourselves as well as your pocketbook. More than anything else, we need you to tell us how good we are, how important we are, how intelligent we are, how great we are, how good looking we are, how humble we are. Because we're here for you, absolutely. That's the most humble you'll ever be, absolutely. No question. But I'm going to ask something more deep of you right now, something more important. I want your tongues. I want you to talk. The people who are here in this room and the people who chose to come out, chose to meet each other, chose to represent their families, their farms, their city, their county, their party, their committees, you are the people who need something in those places. You are the people who are trusted. You are the people who are looked up to as the ones who care about a problem, who care about the solution. That gives you a power. And we cannot win this election particularly without that power. We need you to speak to the people around you, especially the people who do not agree with you, especially the people who have voted Republican in the past, but might see a way to do something differently now. And we need you to speak about those issues, because you cannot predict what those issues are going to be going forward. This week it's the airports, next week it's going to be healthcare, the week after that it's going to be hospitals, and more tariffs, and more problems we can't even guess at today. But you can speak about the candidates you think are able to do something about this. And more importantly even than that, you can talk about values, because that's what differentiates us. We don't oppose tariffs because we have one particular number that we think is appropriate for some kind of international trade philosophy. We oppose tariffs because we see the impact it has on our neighbors, because we value those neighbors, because we care about the effect it has on human beings, and that gives us the power to respond to indignities, even the unpredictable ones, like the impact on airports, like healthcare subsidies, by saying we see the impact this will have on the people who matter. And those people are who matter to us, not power, not winning elections for the sake of winning elections, not redistricting, just to try and scratch a little bit more power out of the votes they already have, disrespect the voters who will not do what they were told. We do that by respecting the people around us. And we're seeing that here in this room, but what you are here in this room is another podium, another microphone, another way to reach into those communities in a way that candidates individually cannot do. Please do that. Talk to the people in your life who listen to you. Tell them what you care about. Tell them what you're concerned about. Tell them what matters to you and why it matters. Those messages have an impact. They make a difference, now more than ever. And with that help, this is a race we truly cannot lose. Thank you very much.